Good morning. It is Sunday here. Might be Sunday where you are if you clicked on this video when it went online. This isn't really a rant. These aren't rants. It's just sharing thoughts. I was lying awake in bed last night until 4:30 thinking about guitars and the information we give you, and then people getting all uppity and fighting. That's a good guitar. That's a bad guitar. Oh, that's crap. That's not good. So let me share some thoughts about that. Very, very simple thoughts. Look, folks, I got really, really, really nice guitars now. It wasn't always like that. That's because of the channel. And yeah, I'll say it. You always, some of you say, well, you get the stuff for free. I don't get it for free. I don't pay for it, but it's not free. When it's in trade for a video, then it's in trade for a service that takes me time to do, equipment to do, experience to do, knowledge, and the reach that I built. So I trade a service for it. I'm very lucky to be in that position and have some of the most high-end guitars in the world, whether it'll be Shabbat, Nick Huber, McMull. The Sully I got is amazing. PJD, Heritage. There's some really nice stuff there. Now, does that mean that I feel those are better guitars than the average guitar that you can buy for 600, 700, 800, maybe 1,500? Yes, I think they are better guitars. The ones that are not better guitars, I don't keep and I send back. I send very high-end boutique guitars that were specifically built for me, for the channel, that I have to return, say, I don't think this is up to par. It happens. And then maybe we get it set up or fixed or whatever. But do I think that a 500 € guitar can't be a good guitar? No, I don't think that. That's snobbish bullshit. If I have a chance to grab something off the wall, which is very high-end and pretty and plays beautifully, yes. But this piece of horrible guitar, oh my God, it's actually hurting my fingers because the frets are sticking out. My neighbor gave me because they lived in Saudi Arabia for a while, working for, I think, oil companies, whatever. And the son was starting to play guitar. So they got this, I think, used off of the teacher. I can't even tell you if this is an actual PRS. It has birds. It has Sperzel locking tuners. I mean, it doesn't have bad bits. The frets are sticking out. The fretboard is in horrible shape. There's a sticker on it. I mean, it's clearly beat up, yellowed. But you know what? If you fix that up a bit, and you like playing it, and you create cool music with it, then it'll be a good guitar. Bottom line of this video, actually, which I'm doing in the middle, is the guitar you have and the guitar you like to play is the good guitar, period. Doesn't matter how much money it is. It doesn't matter how beautiful the wood is. We all love to argue about, I like it opaque. I like it in fancy colors. I like the beautiful grain. I like flame over quilt. Why is that a point of argument? Why do we discuss headstock shapes? Yes, some of you like crazy ones like the Deans, and some of you don't. Some of you like a Fender headstock versus a McMull. Who gives a shit? This is all personal preference. It doesn't make a guitar better or worse. A guitar is a good guitar when you play it. Okay? A good guitar hanging on the wall being pretty is a pretty piece of decoration, but then it doesn't have to sound good or be set up well. Probably those are the more expensive guitars because people like to decorate with status symbols. I personally have very high-end guitars, but I like to play them. I like them for the tone, the sound, not as, oh, look how fancy guitars I have. Even though it sometimes might look like that on the channel. But any guitar that you like to play that makes you make music is a good guitar. If you pick it up and you're getting along with it, and it's the right weight and weight distribution and tone for the style you do, it's always also for the style. Okay? A Solar is a good guitar, but not for fucking jazz. And a very high-end Ibanez Pat Metheny jazz box is likely not going to do the gent. Both of them, good guitars for where you're going. Also, combined with your fingers, combined with your amp. So this is a good guitar and this is not a good guitar. I think my Sully, my 71 Trella, is one of the best guitars I've ever owned and played anywhere. It's a masterpiece. However, I gave it to John Simons and said, yeah, it's nice. I don't know if it's better than the stuff I have, because he's used to it and he likes a certain placement of the neck. He likes, and he gravitates towards a certain scale length, etc., etc. So, when I made a whole bunch of albums with big names, progressive rock stuff, progressive metal, I recorded these with an ESP limited 7-string. It was a 1 7-string I had. Not an expensive guitar, probably $700. That's the guitar that's on a lot of these albums. I had an Ibanez gem, but only later. I had many gems and then sold them, and many mistakes I made. But here's a story of the PV Predator, which I was looking for, but I can't find it. And I actually had two. I know I sold one. But that particular PV Predator, I know it's somewhere. I just have to find it. It's a poo. Whoa. It's a blue PV Predator. I was at Guitar Center. It came in used the day before, so they wouldn't be able to sell it yet. And I picked it up. It was $250. Picked it up, played it on an amp, and I loved it. It felt good. HSS guitar, $250 used. I didn't have $250. And across the amp wall from me on the other aisle was a larger gentleman, beard, playing, I want to say Strat or something. And he said, oh, you sound really good on this. And I said, oh, thank you. And we got into talking. It turns out that he wanted to do kind of Beatles type stuff. And I said, well, I don't know if that Strat is the right thing for you. It looked like the Guitar Center staff was trying to push him into something more higher end. And I said, why don't you try the Ibanez Artcore semi-hollows? It's like kind of 335 style, woodwork with the, more old style, oldie stuff that he wanted to play, Beatlesy stuff. And the Artcore series is great guitar for the money, quality-wise. He played an Artcore, fell in love with it, and was super happy that he was only going to spend half the money that he was going to spend. And then he said, well, it sounded really good on that guitar, why don't you buy it? And I said, well, I don't have $250. And then he said, well, why don't I buy it for you? You were so nice, you helped me out. I saved some money, I'll buy you that guitar. So a rabbi from Redlands, California, bought me the pool. Why can't I say blue? Bought me. Oh. Hey, Bunny. Bunny, where you going? Bunny. Okay. He didn't want to say hi. Rabbi from Redlands, California, bought me the blue PV Raptor, which then ended up on a lot of albums. It has a very precise sound, very raw. The single chords just shine. And then it was great the way it was. And then Kerry Nordstrand, from Nordstrand Bass Pickups, wanted to introduce his first set of guitar pickups at NAMM. And he took that guitar, put Nordstrand guitar pickups in it, and they stayed in there. So yes, it now has better pickups. But again, it was just the guitar that I picked up and played and I wrote with, and it ended up on these albums. Originally, that guitar might have been $400 or $500, but it was a used blue PV Predator. Did I say Raptor? I don't know. PV Predator that I recorded with. It was my main guitar. It was the guitar I had. It was the guitar I used. Now, would one like higher end guitars? Yeah. Sometimes they make it easier because they have more sustain. They might be fuller in sound. They might be easier to play. They might have nice rounded fret edges. This one right now is actually taking your fingers off. But in the end, whatever you have, whatever makes you happy, whatever feels right in your hands, whatever gels with the style that you want to do, whatever makes you feel like it is more appropriate for the style. If you want to do, 90s metal and you're playing this big star-shaped Dean dime guitar, which I would think is stupid, but if it makes you feel correct. Look, I'm a big Gibson hater, but if you need that logo up there to feel like / never actually played a Gibson in the beginning because it was made by someone completely different under license, then do that. Whatever you need to make music, please just make music. Don't let the AI take over. Any guitar that you like is a good guitar. Locking tuners or not, who cares? China pickups or not, who cares? If you play it and you create magic with it, or even the shittiest music in the world, it still gets you off the street, okay? It prevents you from kicking grandmas, then it's done its job. This thing right here used to be a 200 marks or 100 euro. Oh God. There's a string hanging down from this. Beginner nylon string. Strings haven't been changed in 20 years or longer. Dots have been painted in. This is it was a beginner guitar in 1990. I know that because it was my first guitar. It is my first guitar. A little bit dusty. And in 1990, it was a cheap beginner instrument. Now you can probably buy something like this for like $69. And essentially, this isn't a good guitar. Very simple, very cheap. But it got me started. It started my career in this business. It is the guitar that made me the guitar player that I am today. Because this is the guitar that I started with. You know what that makes it? For me, a great guitar. One of the most important guitars I have. One of the guitars I will never let go of. You get it? Whatever guitar you play is a good guitar. I have another nylon string that Doug Quiros gave me. I recorded some stuff with him in California, a great guitar player. And he pulled that pretty beat up nylon string out of his trunk and said, "Here, I give this to you." He got it out of the recycler for $81. And that is the nylon string that I recorded with an Octava MK012 on a lot of my albums. So not a big, super expensive Spanish whatever. I recorded that as my nylon string on a lot of the albums. And it sounded great. It fit the parts. I love these parts. I've got songs that are just that guitar and vocals. Because it was the guitar I had. It was the guitar I used. It was a good guitar. Because it created actual music. And we didn't talk about specs and bridges and ohms, and we didn't get all bogged down in all that stupidity. Whatever makes you happy, let it make you happy. I will still bitch about non-locking tuners and other things and things in videos because I'm a guitar reviewer. I have to look at those details. Oh, the bells are back. But whatever, they're ringing me out. Stop ringing. Whatever makes you happy, let that make you happy, and ignore all the negative stuff I might say about it in a review, or your friends say, or the color, or the headstock. Who gives a crap? Make fucking music. Prost, as we say. I love you guys. Thanks for watching, and animals at the end.
Taking the day, there's an oddity in my way. I don't seem to care for what I did before. Playing tennis in a thunderstorm, sipping gin till the break of dawn, yeah.